Coral was having a full-blown, scale-itching, tail-twitching meltdown. Her grotto, usually a serene haven of bioluminescent anemones and gently swaying kelp, looked like a whirlwind had mated with a tinsel factory. A half-inflated sea star piata lolled sadly in the corner, next to a pile of pearls she was trying to string into garlands. The meticulously planned seating chart, etched on a slab of slate, was now a mess of frantic scribbles. King Triton's trident was too big for the head table. The seahorse choir was arguing about the key of Jingle Bells, and someone had just informed her that the fermented jellyfish juice was, in fact, not fermenting. This was the Solstice Splash, the biggest, most glittering Christmas party in the entire underwater world, and she, Coral of the Sunken City, was the hostess. Her reputation, her social standing, the very honor of her family's coral branch was at stake. "Ariel!" she cried, swimming frantic circles around a towering, wobbling spire of conch shell hors d'oeuvres. Did the abyssal anglerfish confirm? His light is the centerpiece of the entire lighting scheme. Her best friend, a practical seahorse named Finnegan, nibbled calmly on a piece of seaweed. He said he'd illuminate the possibilities, which, from him, is a hard maybe. Coral let out a sound that was half-groan, half-bubble scream. A maybe? A maybe? The party is in 3 hours. She snatched her list, written in iridescent ink on a piece of hammerhead shark skin. Okay, deep breaths. Water through the gills. The ice sculpture. Is the ice sculpture finished? She swam to the entrance of her grotto, where a beluga whale from the far north was meticulously carving a block of glacial ice. It was supposed to be a majestic, leaping dolphin. It currently looked like a startled manatee with a lopsided fin. "It's evolving," the beluga said cheerfully, chipping away a piece that might have been an eye or a nostril. Coral's own dorsal fin drooped. She retreated back inside, her mind racing. The music, the food, the decorations, the guest list. It was a tsunami of stress threatening to crush her. She imagined the whispers. Coral's Solstice Splash? More like Coral's soggy flop. She saw the pitying looks from the elegant mermaids of the royal court, the snide remarks from the pufferfish critics. "It's not perfect," she moaned, sinking onto a bed of moss. "Nothing is perfect." Finnegan swam over and nudged her shoulder with his snout. "You're trying to control the current, Coral. Sometimes you just have to go with the flow. The flow is going to flow right into a disaster," she wailed. Just then, a burst of chaotic, joyful sound erupted from outside. It was the Octopus Quartet, practicing a jazzy rendition of "Deck the Halls." It was messy, slightly out of sync, but it was full of life and laughter. One of the octopuses, arms tangled in his own drum set, waved a tentacle at her, his eyes bright with fun. Something in Coral's tight chest loosened, just a fraction. She looked around her chaotic grotto. The tinsel, though messy, caught the light and threw dazzling rainbows across the walls. The lopsided sea star piata had a certain goofy charm. The arguing seahorse choir was at least passionate. Maybe, just maybe perfect wasn't the point. Taking a deep, steadying gulp of salt water, she made a decision. She swam over to the slate and, with a smooth stone, wiped the entire seating chart clean. "What are you doing?" Finnegan asked, astonished. "Going with the flow," Coral said, a genuine smile touching her lips for the first time in days. "Let them sit where they want. Let the choir argue. Let the sculpture be a lopsided manatee." She grabbed a net bag of glowing plankton and, instead of carefully placing them in patterns, she tossed them into the water above. They swirled and danced like 1,000 tiny, living fairy lights. It was chaotic, but it was beautiful. When the first guests arrived, a shimmering school of neon tetras, they didn't see a stressed-out hostess. They saw a smiling mermaid in the grotto alive with spontaneous light and music. The anglerfish arrived, his bulb glowing a cheerful yellow, and when he saw the plankton, he joined in, pulsing in time with the octopus jazz. The party was not perfect. The fermented jellyfish juice was a bit sweet, the conch shell tower did collapse, becoming a fun, shared snack, and King Triton did have to duck under the entrance. But it was loud and messy and utterly, magically wonderful. Mermaids and mermen danced with dolphins, crustaceans clicked their claws in time to the music, and even the grumpy old lobsters were spotted tapping their antennae. As Coral floated above it all, watching her friends laugh and celebrate, Finnegan sidled up next to her. "See? I told you. The best currents are the ones you don't fight." Coral smiled, watching the lopsided ice manatee glimmer in the ambient light. It was, she decided, the most magnificent ice sculpture she had ever seen. The stress was gone, washed away on a tide of laughter and goodwill, leaving only the warm, buoyant joy of the season. It was, without a doubt, the best solstice splash ever. The end. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.